Okay, hello everyone. Today is Friday, May 24th. It's 4:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's about 10 minutes after the regular session close. You can see my computer clock on my right with the time and sales on my left. The E-mini S&P currently trading at 28.31 1/4. This is going to be a really great video today. The first chart behind me is the crude oil and the Super Enco 8 tick. We saw this chart yesterday. But more important, I have a video from my client. And today's video is going to compare simulated executions versus live executions. So we're running the same exact template in a sim account and then the same template in a live account. And you'll be able to see what I've been saying all along is that the difference between execution in simulated and live trading is negligible, and very often it matches exactly. So this video is going to prove that. So this is a real important video that we finally get to show this and show how accurate execution is in live simulation. We run our videos in my real data feed, in my real account. It's my real data feed, but the charts are run in sim. And this video will show that the executions in simulation are very close or exactly match those of live trading. So this is going to be good. Before I get into today's performance on our live sim accounts, I'm going to get into the video right now. Also want to note that my client wrote me in an email today. Let me bring that email over. Instead of just telling you, I want you to see it. So this is a screenshot from my Gmail account. This is from Jim, who I'm working closely with, who qualified for the combine, and here's what he wrote to me. He said, because I asked him to, compare apples to apples with the sim and the live account, and then here's his combine, a 19-day winning streak, started on April 30th, and then finishing about 3,000 in profits with over an 80% winning rate is just beyond impressive. Congratulations to Jim. Well done. And this really demonstrates what can be done with the AutoTrader. Okay, so let's get started with the video here. So at the beginning of the video, Jim gives his thoughts on the market. He does a little market commentary, and he's pretty good at it. And it just goes to show that just with a few trend lines and a little bit of observation, you can come up with a bias for the day.
Good morning, Friday, May 24th, about 14 minutes before market open. So it's hard for me to read this chart. We had a down day yesterday. We definitely moved up overnight. So what I think will happen is 41 is going to be a major test. If we test 28.41 and we have acceptance above, we're going to go higher, and the AutoTrader is going to be on longs only. If we test 41 and fail, we will sell off, and then the AutoTrader will be on shorts only. Okay, so let's see the results. Live account first. The market sold off. I put the AutoTrader on shorts only. 3 trades, 270. And by the way, I always turn the AutoTrader off when I'm done trading. So for the simulated account, Randy wanted me to treat it the same as my live account, so same exact template, money management and direction. So just like my live account, the sim account took the same exact trades, 3 trades, again, same exact execution price, and finished the day up to 70. By the way, I also ran a second simulation chart with this template, but on this chart, I allowed the AutoTrader to take longs and shorts with no interaction from me at all. And this chart still made 275 on 6 trades, so it still did well without any interaction.
Okay, so I just wanted to show the sim account and the live account trades back to back so you can see that they are the exact same price. In the AutoTrader, when you're trading live, the border on the configuration panel is yellow, and the border in simulation is red, and you can clearly see that in his video when he switches back and forth. So it's important to note that the entries and exits for all the trades on the sim account and the live account are in this case today were identical.
Okay, so let's see the results. Live account first. The market sold off. I put the AutoTrader on shorts only. So for the simulated account, Randy wanted me to treat it the same as my live account, so same exact template, money management and direction. So just like my live account, the sim account took the same exact trades.
Okay, well, there you have it. As they say, you can't make this stuff up. So that was from a real client, a real account, pretty much proving that the AutoTrader executes in live simulation identical or nearly identical to a live trading account. I always knew it was pretty good. A lot of people were skeptical of this, but I hope this video proves that indeed the execution is very close. I knew it because I've traded the AutoTrader live myself, and also I've received numerous feedback from clients trading it live that was the case. So rest assured, you know, if you were ever wondering about, you know, people often believe that you know, trading in live simulation is very or vastly different than trading live. It's not if it's done properly, and that is the key term. It's got to be run on a live simulated feed that's tied to a real account, not a demo account feed. That data is not the same. Another reason we get that accuracy is because we use limit orders on our entries. So we're sticking to a set price to get filled, so we have no slippage on our entries. A profit target is also a limit order. The only time we use a market order is when we hit our daily goal, and that is the only time we would have slippage. So on this first chart today, the crude oil on the Superenco 8 tick, which we saw yesterday and maybe even earlier this week. So at a minimum, this did 2,000 for the week. If you just traded 2 days a week and hit your goal of 1,000, that would be 8,000 a month. Or a smaller account, if you did 500 a day, that would be 4,000 a month. And this is quite doable. This is just 2 winning trades here using our line break logic, and this has been a really reliable chart. So this could be modified in any number of ways to have smaller goals and higher consistency. Again, Jim's video showed, you know, trading pretty short profit targets. You know, 10 ticks in the NASDAQ is only 1.5 points on a market that's trading at 73.80. So it moves 1.5 points all the time, all day long. And most of his trades are right off the open, so he's hitting his goal in, you know, 15 or 20 minutes of trading. Anyway, this on the crude oil hit its goal and had 1 or 2 ticks of slippage with our market order at the end. Okay, the crude oil on a Superenco 7 tick did 1180, and this is a really old template actually. And so the goal on this is 1,200, loss limit of 1,000. And it's a limit order with a 4 tick pullback and slightly different money management, trailing by the volatility stop at 10 ticks. And so this basically hit its goal and had a couple of ticks of slippage with our market order at the end. It had a loser to start and then came back with these 2 winners. Okay, the crude oil leading the charge today. This is the crude on a 6 tick Superenco chart using our line break logic. And this did draw down only about 250 or 125 per contract, and then recovered. First equity high was a little over $500, and then came up and hit its goal of 1,000 late in the session. Our E-mini S&P on a regular 5 Renko chart with Superenco 6 higher time frame hit its goal today on 2 trades, no losers. The goal is 800. It finished at 775, market order at the end. Okay, the E-mini S&P Superenco 6 tick with a 6-tick higher time frame hit its goal of 825 and had slippage. Obviously, the drawdown here was about $400 or $200 per contract, and it recovered from that. So the bonds on a 150 tick line break did 406 on a single trade. I believe yesterday I commented on this about just, what you would do in a single trade on the bonds would be $350 to $400, and that's where this occurred today. So you could trade the bonds with a single account, small account as well. Okay, the E-mini S&P on a regular 6 Renko with a higher time frame filter of Super Renko 6 has a goal of 825 and did 375. But the equity high here was about 650 or greater, and then it had a loser and a winner, so it finished at 375. Okay, the E-mini S&P on a 4 range chart was really interesting today. It first drew down about 300 or 150 per contract, and then it made an equity high of 600, and the goal on this is 750, so really a shame because after that it got clipped by a couple of losers. And so probably the key to this is to let it trade only for the first 2 hours, because it was right about 11 o'clock that it took a hit here and finished at plus $25, so barely enough to cover commissions, but still finished positive or break even. I believe this has a lot of potential. It's just a matter of managing it, and this is using the open range filter. When I meant managing it, I meant really just kind of tweaking your settings. I think this could probably be improved a little bit. Okay, the other regular 5 Renko chart did 237.50. This one has a higher time frame filter of Super Renko 8. And so this also made an equity high of 450 and then had a losing trade here and settled at 237.50 for the day. Okay, the E-mini S&P on a Super Renko 4 tick using our open range filter and a higher time frame filter Super Renko 4 had an equity high of 175 and finished at 175. So whenever I see this kind of action here, it makes me realize that I probably need to tweak my money management. You shouldn't have a trade like this that made 10 points. The entry here is about 28.30.75, and the market went as low as 28.21. So that's almost 10 points. There's no reason that should end up like this. My trailing stop should be much tighter. That's kind of an example of you should observe your charts, especially your losing trades, to see what you might do different that would increase your win percentages and your probabilities. So in this case here, clearly a move of 9 points and then giving it all back on one of the contracts is not acceptable. Okay, the DAX on a Super Renko 14 tick was all over the place today. The max drawdown was only about 800 or 400 per contract. The equity high today was about 650 and it settled at 387.50. Still positive. Okay, the DAX on a 150 Heikin-Ashi chart has been super consistent using our open range filter, and this had an equity high of $1,450 and then settled in at 287.50. That's kind of a shame. The goal on this is 2050. I should probably lower this to 1500. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching.